UNCP faces a $3 million budget cut.
And the Lumbee tribe looks forward to an easier recognition process. I'm Jamil RC.
And I'm Alexis Locklear. Welcome back to another semester of Carolina News Today. Friends at the university braved the heat on campus one night last month to help raise money for scholarships. The third annual SOS Beach Party raised $75,000 from ticket sales and corporate sponsorships. Patrons enjoyed hors d'oeuvres, alcoholic beverages, and music provided by the Holiday Band. The Office of Advancement says it's their largest single fundraiser of the year. They planned the party outside this time since summer sessions were finished and students hadn't come back for fall yet. A Robeson County Commissioner took home the top prize in the raffle, a cruise to the Bahamas.
The fall term started on a Wednesday, but new students had 2 days of activities to get them ready for campus life. The class of 2017 had a group portrait made with the Chancellor at an assembly on the quad. They participated in Dr. Carter's recently created tradition known as the Brave Walk, heading north over the bridge to GPAC for convocation. 4 years from now, when they graduate, those seniors will walk back over the bridge to commencement ceremonies on the quad. In the Givens Performing Arts Center, the professional music included local Indian drummers for the first time. Students were encouraged to seek answers to the hard questions of life and to develop traits that will serve them well throughout their college careers.
UNCP must trim $3 million in expenses from its budget this year, the result of state cuts to higher education funding. In his address of the new school year to university personnel, Chancellor Kyle Carter said that being effective and efficient with less money is the new normal. Dr. Carter said fall enrollment figures look similar to last fall, which is short of his goal. At the same time, UNCP was expecting its largest freshman class ever, and those students are better prepared for college with higher incoming scores on average. Carter also distributed motivational buttons to employees and asked them to perform like one team for student success.
When enrollment figures finally came in, Chancellor Carter saw that the freshman class size did not meet expectations. At least 40 freshmen did not show up, transfer students are down, and total enrollment is slightly below last year at 6,200 students. Failure to reach the enrollment target means funding reductions from the state, which will be felt next year. UNCP was already expecting a budget cut next year, close to $500,000.
The facility staff kept busy over the summer with beautification projects and green initiatives. New recycle bins on campus are expected to reduce trash pickup, which results in budget savings. The recycling is removed for free. Chancellor Carter says increased recycling also makes environmental sense. New bike racks outside most of the buildings are being part of this greening of the campus. The master plan calls for more pedestrian traffic than vehicle traffic, and as the campus continues to expand northward, the passing time between classes gets less accommodating, and parking lots get further away from students' destinations. Chancellor Carter says he'll hire a sustainability coordinator to help save money and reduce the school's carbon footprint.
There are many activities to choose from when planning a fundraiser. CNT reporter Victoria Huggins shares why cornhole is a popular choice.
The focus of Habitat for Humanity is ensuring safe housing and eliminating homelessness, and today is not a normal day in the office. The third annual Habitat for Humanity Cornhole Tournament was held in Laurinburg to raise funds for the Scotland County Habitat for Humanity Restore. Over 40 teams of cornhole enthusiasts enjoyed food, raffle prizes, entertainment, and more in addition to the tournament. Susan Covington, the executive director of the organization, recalls how the fundraiser has gained momentum.
We have creeped up slowly but surely as far as fundraising. I think this year, as opposed to last year, we've raised a couple of more $1,000s, and that's better than breaking even or making less than we did last year. So it's growing slowly, which is okay. It's growing.
Players were encouraged to bring their personalized cornhole boards, sparking creativity. But how did this event get started?
our restore manager, Larry, is a cornhole fanatic, and this is his baby. He gets it together, and he puts it together, collects the volunteers and all the good stuff that's out here, and so this is his baby, and he chose that.
The tournament brought in both the young and the young at heart who enjoy the popular pastime, making it fun for the entire family.
I used to throw horseshoes and play softball and stuff and got too old for that, so cornhole's a good game to pick up and throw, you know, when you get old in age like we are.
Well, about 3 years ago, a bunch of us just got involved in playing it and really enjoyed it. And Jerry's Deli and Grill here, the owner, came to me and said, hey, why don't we put a tournament for a fundraiser? And it's just grown since then.
Teams were narrowed down one by one as the day progressed, but a feeling of a common passion fueled the players even as they were eliminated. As you can see, the cornhole tournament plays on. The top prize today will be $300. Reporting for Carolina News Today, I'm Victoria Huggins.
Event coordinator said the tournament raised about $6,500.
Business leaders welcomed North Carolina Commerce Secretary Sharon Decker to Scotland County recently. The county hopes to stay on her radar as she recruits business to the state. Decker took office in January but is no stranger to the area. Secretary Decker had to postpone her visit last May, but county officials cashed in their rain check on August 21st. They gave her a tour of downtown and local facilities, including the Rockingham Community College Extension. Decker emphasized her own rural heritage and said her family used to stay in Laurinburg on vacations to the beach. She told civic leaders they're doing everything right to welcome employers to the area, but also advised them to engage students at an earlier age to prepare them for advanced manufacturing skills and the evolving agribusiness sector. Decker intends to station commerce recruiters in the Sand Hills region.
So we'll have a very small hub in Raleigh, but most of the folks will be located in locations all across North Carolina. So I anticipate we're going to have a couple of folks in the Sand Hills region, and their focus will be on recruiting and supporting your local economic developers.
In general, she is reorganizing the office that Governor McGrory appointed her to just 8 months ago.
We are creating a public-private partnership called the North Carolina Economic Development Partnership, and we are really creating a more nimble organization. It will be smaller, but will be hopefully a lot faster and a lot more proactive.
The county's Director of Economic Development explained the invitation they made to the new secretary.
It's essentially just a way for us to show her some of our successes, what we're working on. We also use it as an opportunity to highlight some of the projects we're working with Commerce and how we need some help with some of the things that we're working with her, and just a way to show her really our successes and show that we're not sitting here waiting on somebody to come give us a handout, but we're here doing the things we need to do on a day-to-day basis to improve the community.
In response to a question, Decker said no companies have mentioned being skittish about moving to North Carolina despite recent legislative action. The cuts to education may not be attractive, but the tax reform appears to be. She said she'll work with the state lawmakers to help them understand the impact of film and television production incentives that keep shows like Homeland and Banshee in North Carolina.
The Mary Guy Beaver Triathlon had another great year. Attendance was higher than ever, and many came out to support the youth.
The Tri-Warriors Youth Triathlon was a huge success this year. They had over 130 kids to participate in the race at UNCP, ranging in ages 6 to 15. The contestants ages 6 to 10 swam 1 lap, biked 3 miles, and ran 1 mile. The 11 to 15-year-olds swam 2 laps, biked 6 miles, and ran 2 miles. The volunteers included members from Berea Community Church Group in red and UNCP athletes, students, and faculty in yellow. The volunteers encouraged the kids throughout the entire race. During the opening ceremony, UNCP's athletic director, Dick Christie, spoke to the crowd.
It is my hope for all the young people here that you fall in love with being active, being athletic, the way I did, the way a lot of our coaches did.
The kids swam hard, biked fast, and ran quickly to the finish line where they received a participation medal. This event is important to many who were involved.
I'm a part of Occupy Mega Sorority, and one of our founding principles is community service, so this is a great event for us. We've been actually participating in it for the last 3 years since it started, so it's something we like to come back to and be a part and watch all the kids and how into it they are.
Awards were given to the top 3 winners for each age group, and the kids had a blast. am Alexis Locklear reporting for Carolina News Today.
According to the organizers, the Tri-Warriors Club will continue to encourage and promote healthy lifestyles for local youth.
The Bureau of Indian Affairs has proposed new changes to the process of tribal recognition. This could mean good news for the local Lumbee tribe. After many hearings over the summer, President Obama's administration hopes to streamline the process. The Lumbee tribe has tried for years to obtain full federal recognition, but bills have died on Capitol Hill. One proposed change is that tribes would only have to show political existence since 1934. Recognition would lead to more health and education benefits, land claims, and commercial development for Native Americans.
The 1956 Lumbee Act barred the Lumbee tribe from seeking full recognition through the Federal Bureau of Indian Affairs. As the law now stands, the Lumbees can only be recognized by an act of Congress. To the end, over the summer, both of North Carolina's senators reintroduced legislation that would provide full federal recognition. Senate Bill 1132 is known as the Lumbee Recognition Act. A similar bill has passed in the House of Representatives at least twice since 2007. The Senate has failed to get its own bills out of committee.
Up next, the football team prepares for a big matchup.
And the women's soccer team is ranked 6th in the Peach Belt Conference. All this and more when we come back.
Tonight, Braves football takes on 5th-ranked Winston-Salem State University in a game that's being broadcast by the CBS Sports Network. It's the first game of the Division II 2013 television package for CBS. The game is at home, and the game ball will be parachuted in. It will be the first air delivery of the game ball for UNCP since intercollegiate football returned to Pembroke back in September 2007. Scotland High School took on Jack Britt in one of the most anticipated games of the new season. The Scots' 52-21 victory at home was an emotional win for head coach Richard Bailey. He was the head coach for the Jack Britt Buccaneers for 12 years before transferring to Scotland. The field seemed evenly matched during the first half, but Jack Britt's defense fell apart in the second half. Coach Bailey took starting quarterback Jalen Ratliff out in the fourth quarter to give backup Jaylee McLean a chance to play. McLean's first pass led to a touchdown by Trajan Monley. The Lady Braves soccer team heads into the weekend with a match at Coker and one at Catawba. Head coach Lars Anderson added 2 freshmen to the roster. 10 women are returning from last season. Senior Brittany Bennett and sophomore Rashana Campbell were added to the 2013 preseason Peach Belt Conference women's soccer team. The Ladies Braves ranked 6th in the Peach Belt coaches poll, tied with Georgia College. This year, the men's soccer team is projected to finish 6th in the conference. 18 men from last season have returned to the squad. Coach Phil Heinsohn has added 13 new players to the team. The men head into the weekend with a match against Newberry at home. It has been 10 years since Braves and the Wolves faced off. The Braves take on Mars Hill on Sunday. Women's volleyball is opening the season with exciting prospects. 7 new recruits have joined the Lady Braves, 6 of them freshmen. This is the first recruiting class for head coach Angie Burt since she took command last year. Their first game will be at Carson Newman Classic in Jefferson City, Tennessee this weekend. That's all for this episode of Carolina News Today.
Check us out on the web at carolinanewstoday.com.